I've cheated on a few people. I have. Yeah. And we will go into more
She's never cheated on me, so.
How can you spot a cheater?
Yeah, they start sweating profusely when they're in front of you. Keep cool, keep calm. You know,
the British way. Keep cool.
Carry on.
Carry on. Keep calm. and communicate.
Communicate. Try to understand. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's me, Annabella Rose, or as you may know me by my new nickname, ABR.
ABR. ABR. I love that.
And this is the fabulous Iain Myles, and we are back from Kamalifestyles.com to give you another episode of Kama
Couch.
Yes, all together now. So today's topic that we are going to delve into is: do women cheat? And how to spot a cheater. Okay, we're going to break down this topic and we're going to get right into it. But of course, before we do, click on that subscribe button, turn on all the notifications so you don't miss a single thing from us here at KamaLifestyles.com on KamaTV. So, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
All right then, Iain, tell me, do women cheat?
Yeah, I mean, of course, there are women out there who cheat, and, likewise there are men out there who cheat too. I think, though, in particular with women, traditionally this is really highlighted in society because of the whole kind of slut-shaming thing and the taboo towards women against cheating. Because, if a woman cheats, or if a woman, cheated in the Victorian times,
they'd be killed.
Yeah, they'd be killed, don't know if they'd be killed, but it would be really frowned upon. It's a really bad thing, and then she would lose, a lot of her kind of,
social standing, her family.
Yeah, and the chances to find another male, would be reduced. So
you kind of be shamed and shunned from whatever sort of circle you were in, because it was that terrible. If a woman cheated, it was the worst thing.
So I think slut shaming is quite a prehistoric way of thinking in society, and I think that is a reason why women cheating, say, more than men is probably.
For me personally, the experiences that I've had, I feel like it's kind of 50-50. I think humans generally in relationships, because they're so complicated, do end up cheating. But I do find that the mentality of, like you say, with the slut shaming and what it kind of denotes and depicts if somebody cheats on you, that women are always the worst. Because I think it still ties back into maybe, sex in general before you get into a relationship. If a woman is sexually free and sleeps with a lot of people, she then is still slut shamed. Where if a man does it, it's okay. It's not too bad. So that if you then transfer that into a relationship thing, if that guy does it, it still rolls off the back of it. It's okay because he's a guy and that's what they're like. Whereas women still hold that, that slut shaming on their backs, and they are the worst for it. And to go on, touch on your historical fact, women are still breaking out of this sort of sexual cage that we've been put in over the years, and so this nowadays can feel a lot worse if women do it.
I mean, I think, if I were to interject, I think that, of course, there will be women out there who cheat as well. We can't.
I've cheated on someone. I've cheated on a few people. I have. And we will go into more.
She's never cheated on me, so.
But it's all to do with certain situations, certain circumstances. And I don't think you can label that all cheating's bad. But that's a bad sentence for me to say, but I will go more into depth in a moment. But sorry, I interjected.
No, and you know what? I've actually, I've never had someone cheat on me.
I've been cheated on too. Let's just put it that way. I have cheated on people. And I've also been horrifically cheated on as well. So it's kind of.
It could be the fact that I say that I've never been cheated on. It could be that I've never really focused on that. I mean, maybe I was really oblivious to it. Maybe I was cheated on, which I doubt. But I
you cheat on this face.
Yeah, exactly.
You see this face?
Exactly.
You see this guy?
Who would? But there's probably, I'm sure there's a confidence element to it, because when you come into a relationship with high confidence, then the likelihood of you thinking that you're being cheated on, I think is quite low. But if you're coming into a relationship and you're kind of on ice, and you're a bit apprehensive about everything, everything she does. Oh, look, she's looking at another guy, or has she cheated on me? She's texting another guy when it's her cousin, for God's sake.
That's like incest.
Yeah, exactly. Relax.
Yeah.
So then it's of course, in those situations you're going to see, your subconscious will see people cheating on you more, when in reality it's completely not the case. First try to understand from your partner what is going on. First understand, then make accusations. Not the other way around.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised. Like I think a lot of guys out there, even a lot of women out there would be surprised as to what they actually find out. They're not. You're not really being cheated on. You have certain fears.
Misinterpreted something.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would say, again, this is very controversial, but sometimes I don't necessarily think cheating is the cheater's fault.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, super controversial.
Yeah.
But, for example, you can have, if you are, touching on your point, if you're not confident and you are so concerned that your partner is cheating on you, and every person who walks into their life, you're throwing accusations, you're bringing her down, you're throwing those insults at her, because to be called a cheater if you haven't cheated is very insulting, and it highlights the lack of trust that you have in your relationship. Any successful relationship is built on trust. That is the fundamental, like a fundamental pillar of a successful
right from the
relationship.
outset.
Right from the outset. So let's say you have a chip on your shoulder, and you have baggage that you're bringing from maybe a previous relationship, or something that maybe your friends have gone through, or something, and you are accusing your partner of cheating.
Yeah.
If you keep accusing her of cheating, you will push her away to the point where she'll find someone else.
Yeah, she actually will do it.
Cheat on you. And it's this weird psychology.
That's quite interesting, yeah.
It's I've had that with some of my friends, of things that they've been through. If you keep telling somebody, that they're a cheater, they will assume that persona for themselves, because they're like, well, doesn't matter, especially if it's been back and forth for a long period of time. And then they're like, well, you've left me no choice, because you don't trust me, you don't think that I'm a good girlfriend, because you keep throwing these accusations at me. Well, then I don't need you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go somewhere else for that love and affection and trust that you actually want in someone. So sometimes you can bring cheating on from your own actions, and that is something that you have to try and avoid and instill. And also, if you are doing that, even if it ends in cheating and it ends badly, it probably wasn't working in the first place. And it's the way you look at cheating can really sort of define what was the content of your relationship, whether it was good, whether it was working, whether it wasn't. And a lot of time cheating is actually just the effect of having a bad relationship. Yeah.
It's interesting because like a lot of psychologists, what they say is that when two people are in a relationship, and when one person kind of invests more into that relationship than the other person, then there tends to be a kind of a break, or like a misunderstanding in the relationship. And that's basically, I think, when it starts is when someone is more invested or more attracted to the other person, then it's not balanced, and basically the other person feels like they cheat. Or let's say the guy, he shows needy behavior, and then the girl feels like she has to go and have some space and cheat on him, But when the relationship is a bit more balanced, when both like each other equally, then they say that there's less chance of cheating.
There's less, like, if you're happy in your relationship, then the likelihood is neither of you is going to cheat.
Yeah.
So it also takes a lot of authenticity and self-discovery, and a lot of self-assurity to look at your relationship from the outside and be like, not sure this is working. And because people lack those qualities, or especially when you're in a relationship, because you're investing so much time in you forget to kind of look at yourself a little bit and figure out who you are. Because a lot of people get lost.
You get sucked in.
You get sucked in. And instead of being two individuals working together and being happy with each other and building each other up, you can swarm into this one unit that has no singular identity. And the problem is, in that moment, you can't really figure out where the problems are.
Yeah.
And if you are a strong enough person, and if you have a strong enough relationship to be able to go, oh, actually, well, these are my problems, and this is what I'm going through, or, this is what I'm contributing to the relationship, which maybe might not be the best.
Yeah.
You can actually solve the problem before anything like cheating occurs, or a breakup, or anything like that. But because people lack that, and they lack that ability, and they lack that awareness of who they are as an individual in the relationship, what actually happens is that it's broken, nobody tries to fix it, and then it all builds up, and one moment, when that person cheats, that is the physical representation of why that relationship wasn't working. And it's more the fact that I've had a lot of people, and I've been through this before, I've been with a lot of people that I loved dearly, but they weren't the one.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite put my finger on why they weren't it for me, or why I wasn't completely satisfied. And they were lovely, they were funny, they were great, but they weren't it. And so to break up with someone for no real reason, you're just kind of like, well, I kind of just don't really want to see you every day anymore. And when I was my younger self, because I didn't have the awareness that actually we'd gone through a phase in our relationship, and as we were growing as individuals, our compatibility had changed, I wasn't aware of that in that moment. So what I actually ended up doing was cheating on him.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because in your personality type is such that, you're like a maximizer.
Yeah.
Where
Maximizer. Maximum effort.
Maximum.
Yes, Deadpool.
Yeah. You want to reach, your full potential. So maximizers tend to look for the best kind of outcome, and then you have like satisficers who are satisfied to just reach that minimum criteria.
Yeah.
Like minimum threshold, and
that's kind of what he was.
Yeah, and some people are satisfied to be where they are, whereas some aren't. So, you have to move on. Like sometimes you just, you have to move on, like let them throw in the rope, throw in the towel. What's the expression? And,
what is that thing? Yeah, throw in the towel.
And find someone new, find someone that will.
But to be able, especially if you've been with someone for a while, to be able to identify
it's tough.
Your mismatch and then be able to break up with someone is so hard.
Yeah.
It is the worst thing about dating and relationships. If you then move on to something that, you get to a point where you're like, oh, this isn't working anymore. Because even if you're not compatible, you still care about the person.
You want to kind of politely put it in a kind of polite way. And it's
best, I'd love to think that we'd, reach a level of maturity where we can sit down and have a frank conversation about not wanting to be together. But the likelihood of that is minimal.
It's so hard, yeah.
Because there's emotions and romance, and you've invested in a person, and especially if that person has become part of your identity, to break free from that is so difficult. And so many people don't have the guts to do a preemptive strike, to be able to identify the issues in their relationship and then go, I'm going to tackle this now.
Yeah.
But what they actually do is something happens and they go, oh, now I definitely have to.
Wait for the breaking point.
Yeah, and the cheating is literally the breaking point where it snaps. And that is... Do
you think you can find it, spot it before it happens? Right before it happens? Or do you think that there's no way...
I think you can spot it.
Yeah.
But you have to take responsibility of your own awareness in the relationship. Because if you are blindly following someone and not thinking about your own role in the relationship, you are gonna get swung with an upper hook that you didn't realise was coming, and it's gonna hurt. So you really do have to take responsibility for the role that you play and your awareness in the emotional state of your relationship. And a lot of people as well, because what I would touch on is, do you think cheating happens more in the first part of your relationship or the later part of your relationship?
Tough one. Very, very hard.
What do you think?
I don't know, it's hard. I think probably happened, I would say it probably happens more in the beginning when...
Can be very controversial. Yeah?
Differing opinions.
Yeah, differing opinions. We love this on Karma Couch.
It's difficult. Like I don't like to generalize, because human behaviors is always different. But based on what I've heard from clients and stuff, is it happens quite early on, because people haven't settled down yet. They're still dating. They're still seeing.
They haven't been made exclusive. They don't quite know.
Yeah. So he or she is still trying to find that perfect, the right one. The one. And so they're still not. Maybe they're a bit afraid to lose them, so they'll keep their options open. They'll sleep with other people when in reality, when they've told their boyfriend or girlfriend that they're not they're exclusive. They're not cheating, and they'll still leave their options open. So in that sense, I think it will happen. Whereas later on, maybe not so much in the middle. Maybe more in longer relationships. Very long relationships. I reckon you'll have, when people have really spent a lot of time together. They realise that. They think about their life, and they think about, what is important.
What is this?
What is important to them,
See, now this is what I was going to say, because I would say it's later in a relationship. But like you said, I think the unassurity at the beginning, because they aren't settled in and they aren't like concreted in a stable relationship, people have a tendency to flitter off and cheat and whatever.
Yeah.
Then you've got the middle stage of relationship where people are growing and building and bonding. I don't think it happens that much.
Yeah.
But when you get to the end, what you find in a lot of relationships and most relationships is that people stop trying.
Really? Okay.
If you've been married for someone for 5 years and you work a 9-to-5 job and all you do is come home, sit on the sofa, watch a bit of Netflix, and then go to bed, ready for the next day, and that is your life, people can get very bored. And once there is boredom in your relationship, that's when people can stray. And that can be a signifier of cheating. Yeah. A lot of people, why it's the stereotypical thing of why sex is debatable and stops during marriage, and when they say it all just goes downhill, because people stop trying. You get extremely comfortable, you stop working out, you stop taking care of yourself, because you're just going home to the same woman every day. She knows who you are. Like it doesn't matter. You don't have to be skinny or have a six-pack for her or do your hair every day because she's seen you whatever. None of that.
It's funny though, because you have like loads of time. You'd have so much time, because as you say, you finish at 5. Okay, maybe you have using TV as an excuse not to be bonding, having sex is quite lame. Mm-hmm. So of course, like I guess once you have kids, it's probably a bit different, because you spend a lot of time taking them to school and blah blah. But
your time does get dramatically transferred to the child as opposed to each other. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Which then is understandable, but there should never be a time where you are not emotionally investing in your partner. And if you're not doing that, I'm going to say it again, you might be the reason for that person straying. If you ignore your partner in the relationship and you're not giving her attention on any sort of level, she might go try and find it somewhere else.
Oh, definitely.
And again, it's that self-awareness of you in the relationship, knowing, maybe I should take her out for a meal. That would be, and it doesn't have to be all the time. It doesn't have to be, every single day having sex and doing fun things, because that's not life. That's not reality. That's not going to be handy. But how about you just randomly take her out to a favourite cafe on the weekend, or you buy her something that that she's been looking at, or like a funny in-joke, like a mug or something. Yeah. Something that tells her that she is a consideration in your day-to-day activities and that you are concerned about her happiness.
Show her a bit of attention.
Show her attention.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised the retention rate that you'd have with your partner if you just show her a bit of attention.
Yeah.
If you don't show her that, she might go find it somewhere else. And that is what we do not want.
Yeah. I think it's probably like, as you say, you know, based on the back of like that lack of creativity, doing the same thing, being in the same routine, you know, having the same habits. And over time, that lack of creativity just kills you, you know, you're stuck. People get bored, you know. They get
the same
bored.
thing like a job. If you did the same job and there weren't promotions or there weren't, you know, different things, you're gonna get bored of your job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you know, that's why you'll do, you know, different courses and whatever, or you maybe change jobs, or you try something, and that's why people do constantly try and get, you know, promoted through the ranks to change things up and to keep progressing.
Yeah.
Your relationship is no different. If you do it every single day, it will, and do the same thing every day, it's going to get boring. You've got to keep trying to enter this new level of progression and level up your relationship. And your relationship at the end of 20 years will look very, very different to your relationship at the beginning of it. Because that's what relationships are. They are a journey. And if you don't go on that journey and actively progress in that journey and just sit and mong out on the side, like not even doing anything, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, it's going to falter.
It's going to falter, and the likelihood in this sort of day and age, someone's going to cheat.
Yeah. I think the bottom line is, you know, you always need to be challenging yourself, whether it's through, I don't know, a cold approach, or even when you're in a relationship. You know, always be testing the boundaries and testing the limits and see. You know, but obviously in a good way, you know, and see.
I mean, don't test your pickup skills when your girlfriend's next to you.
Yeah.
That's probably not the best.
But
the
best thing to do. But
enlarging your social circles.
As an example, yeah.
As an example.
Exactly.
Is great. If you meet somebody new or you try something new, you and your wife go to a new gym together and you do a yoga class together and you meet a new friend and you do just keep it evolving. Just
create a social circle. Yeah,
exactly. Create new things, and that's how you can avoid cheating in long-term relationships. But what I want to touch on now, how can you spot a cheater?
Yeah. They start sweating profusely when they're in front of you.
So everybody is different. So to say they'll do this, and this, there's not like a cheater's playbook. But you have to be, again, aware of what's going on, and you can see the decline in certain aspects of your relationship. Right, so first things first is if the communication that you have starts getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So for example, if you are in the beginning of a relationship, you're texting a lot, everything's great, you know, you send a long message, she sends a long message, there's, you know, conversation back and forth, and, you know, you never have to double text because she's always replying, great, you're all good.
Yeah, very engaged.
She's on board, she's engaged, she's investing. If that communication starts to become a lot shorter, if you've asked her 3 questions and she's answered none of them, her attention,
red signal,
little red flags, not major red flags.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that she's cheating, but her attentions are moving away from you.
Maybe she's just working really hard at work, and you know she's constantly at work.
Cheater's excuse number 1. yeah, I've heard that one before. And what you can do, especially at the beginning, because this is what we're probably going to be fundamentally talking about, is the beginning of new relationships. What you can do is ensure that you're looking after yourself. And we've always said this, especially when you're starting your relationship, make sure you've got multiple options and you're not just consistently investing in her. Because if you try and hold on too tightly and she's not in the same place as you, you're going to push her away.
Yeah.
So if she starts laying back on her messages and not being as into it as you are, just relax, chill. Don't try and scramble for her attention. Don't try and claw her back with constantly chill. Because if you pay a little bit hard to get, she's going to know that you value your own pride and value yourself. And once you value yourself, she will value you, which then minimizes the chance of cheating.
Yeah. I think also that she could choose to cheat based on, she could be stressed, or there could be something else going on in her life that maybe she hasn't been open with to talk to you about, you know. So she could be having problems at home with the family, or, you know, at work, or even health issues, even mental issues. So, you know, you don't know what it is. So as I said earlier, you know, it's always best to try to figure out what it is. And as human beings, we can be so quick to judge a situation and get emotional about a situation, and really, you know, get not frustrated but get angry. You know, there's always that anger that you can get. So I think the best thing to do is really to keep cool, keep calm. You know,
the British way, keep cool.
Carry on,
keep calm, and
communicate. Try to understand. Yeah,
because that, like you said, it could be so many things. You cannot jump to the conclusion that it's cheating.
No,
you can't do that, because that, again, like I said, you start accusing somebody of doing it, and even if they're not doing it in the first place, it might occur. So you need to know from the outset that you have created an open platform of communication.
Exactly, yeah.
Because, for example, I recently, I've been seeing a guy, as I always
really?
do, you know, the current one. So anyway, with that, we dated a bit, and then there was like a lack of communication. And what it actually ended in, it wasn't necessarily cheating or whatever, it was because he hadn't communicated what he wanted and his desires. We got our wires crossed, and then it ended up breaking the relationship that we had, because we had our wires crossed. So it's your responsibility to ensure that you're not getting your wires crossed. Don't be afraid to tell someone you want to be exclusive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, if let's say, for example, she doesn't know that you're exclusive because you haven't asked her to be or stated that you are, you then interpret her going with someone else as cheating. But if you haven't...
It's a double standard.
If it's not official that you're in a relationship, she might not view it as cheating, but you have, because there's a miscommunication. That also happened to me. The guy. I told him specifically that we were not exclusive.
Yeah. Not
exclusive. I then, as I do,
socialised.
Great one. Socialised. And me, because I'm honesty is the best policy. Like I am with you guys on this, I will literally bear all. And I said, I have slept with someone else. And I said this. And he interpreted that I had cheated on him. And I was like, but I have specifically stated to you that we are not exclusive. So, his interpretation of my actions were based on what he wanted of me, not what I'd stated. So you need to be able to communicate what you want, where you stand, where you're progressing, and the parameters that you're setting on your relationship. Because if you don't set that, you could be on 2 different playbooks. You could be in 2 different libraries. You might not even know what's going on. But you're going to interpret her actions, and they're going to hurt your feelings. And we don't want you to get hurt. But the only way you cannot get hurt is protecting yourself. And the best way to protect yourself in anything is to be aware of what you're putting forward, what you want, and what you desire. You have to be able to communicate that. If you have strong levels of communication with someone, the likelihood is they're not going to cheat, because you're going to be on the same page. And if the time comes that it isn't working, you've created such a great communication platform that they're probably going to tell you that it's not working. And they're going to be able to be like, I'm really sorry, I think we need to move on, and do it in that way. If you haven't got that communication, she's going to keep it a secret. She's not going to tell you. She's going to start branching out by herself, and you're kind of left alone, and you're clawing at her, and you're pushing her away. Boom, she's cheated on you. Broken hearts all round.
Yeah.
That's what you want to avoid. So definitely, I think, carry on. Keep calm, carry on. And communicate.
Okay, so Annabella, what would you say are like the real signs of a cheater, that a woman's cheating? Like, what would you maybe in your experience, or what you've heard from friends, or...
So, I came very prepared to this Karma Couch session, because I knew that we were going to talk about this. So, these are not surefire things saying that your girlfriend is cheating on you. Okay, like we said, communicate and ask. But there are things that I've experienced through friends and what they've done in relationships, things that may be little telltale signs that if she is cheating on you, she may have used these tricks. Again, I'm going to specify. These are not hardcore facts, just things that may crop up. Okay, so first things first, we're just friends line. If a new guy enters into your girlfriend's life and they start hanging out a lot and spending a lot of time together and she keeps bringing him up, she will claim that they're just friends. I think that if you've been together for a while as well and your relationship isn't new, fresh and exciting and you maybe not doing all the fun, exciting things that you did at the beginning of your relationship, this guy is now supplying her with new, fun, exciting things to do. And their relationship can possibly grow and evolve into something that could cause cheating.
I actually think I was one of those guys.
No!
On one occasion.
See,
it kind of rings a bell.
Like, oh, yeah.
Poor soul.
Exactly, but that's the thing. So
I didn't do anything though. You know, I was a good guy.
I'm just, yeah, well, whatever.
Morality.
Okay, so if that happens, I'm not saying that guys can't be friends with girls, because it can happen. But what you need to make sure is literally just be really authentic and just have a conversation with her saying, look, I am just a little bit concerned and I'm not accusing you of anything, but I just kind of want to know what happens.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Tell me about this guy, you know, and don't be afraid to ask questions about it. Don't feel scared to bring it up, because once you clear it up, then maybe you'll figure out that he is just a friend and it's great, it's brilliant. Maybe he's gay, brilliant. Then go all club it out together, it'll be awesome. But if you don't know that, you know, don't be afraid to ask, because it's gonna rest your mind at ease. And at the end of the day, if she is into him, it's better that you find out first and you approach the subject and you look after yourself and get out of there before she has a chance to break your heart. Okay, so look after you, look after number one with the we're just friends line. Okay, if she is very distracted from your relationship, can also be a signifier that she's not as invested as you, which could mean that there's somebody else that she's investing her time in.
So she doesn't want to spend time with you, like avoids?
Yeah, like distracted that, yeah. And even when she's with you, she's not paying attention. She's not paying attention. So how she used to be with you, like let's say when you first started dating, I'm sure it was all sunflower and rainbows and unicorns and all of that good stuff. If that person that you fell for, if you are in love, or the person that you are attracted to, if that person seems to vanish and change and be distracted, she may have somebody else playing a role in her life and may be cheating on you. Again, family issues, mental health issues.
Yeah, could be a whole host.
Could be a whole host of things. Get back to that communication and figure out the cause. You can't figure out that if it's any of those other things, it could be another person. So watch out for yourself, look after yourself. Okay, backs out of confrontations. Not every relationship is perfect. There can be a lot of fire involved. You can have people that bounce off each other and have arguments, but it's only because they're very passionate and things like that. If that was your style of relationship, if you were able to debate things and get into heated conversations, if she starts not really wanting to do that with you anymore, she's losing that fire that she had at the beginning of your relationship. And that fire was probably in her personality, but now you can't see it. This means that somebody else is probably seeing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's more the fact that if she's not invested in you, she's not going to fight for you. If she's not going to fight for you, then her interests may be with someone else.
So you don't think that she's gone a bit? She just decided to like compromise, and she's realised that she's become a little bit more passive, but she could actually be directing that.
Again, she could have become more passive. So these again are not hard and fast things, but it is a tendency that I've seen in my friends that if they're arguing about what sofa to buy, if her mind's not involved in your future, she'll go whatever you want. Don't care. If she's not caring about the things that you're doing together, it could be a sign. I mean, you should debate about a sofa. You need a good sofa. Okay, another obvious one. If she calls you another name in the bedroom. Okay, so I've never done that. Okay, I've never done that. But I have had a guy call me someone else's name. As you can imagine, knowing me like you do, I went mental. I was like, who the hell are you talking about? But it can be a thing if you are imagining somebody else.
Yeah.
Can be a slip of the tongue. Doesn't always have to be. You could have been watching your favourite porno and you could just be reliving it in your mind. You know, screaming Pamela at the top of your voice or whatever. So not a hard and fast rule.
So we're not talking about when you literally just met someone on the night and...
Oh, no. If you're like a one-night stand...
really do struggle to
remember the name.
You know, and it's getting a bit far in
like,
interaction.
And you get to you can't ask them again.
Yeah.
It's when you have to wake up in the morning and check their post.
You see, my trick.
Hi, good morning, Miss K. Pearson. lovely to have an argument with you.
No, that's the landlord.
So it's not a hard and fast rule. If you've been with someone for a while, and they know your name very well, and they shouldn't be mistaking it with anyone else's, maybe just check on that. Issue. Also, I think you're perfectly entitled to get angry at that. I think that because it's such an intimate moment to then ruin it with someone else's name. So you should be talking about that if that occurs anyway, because, you know, it's going to knock your confidence and get on that just for your own self-preservation sexually. Okay, also, social media. When she doesn't post pictures of you anymore.
Oh, really? Okay.
So you find a lot of honeymoon couples, newlyweds, all of this, they do sort of like throw relationships down other people's throats. That is going to die down. But if you do special things together and she used to post loads of pictures of you and then stops doing that, it might be because she's trying to distance herself from you.
So it's more than you just her realizing that you might be unattractive or, you know, something like that. There's more.
It's more the point that, let's say for example that I am in a relationship with Emre, right? You know the other guy. You love Emre and his great shirts. So let's say I'm in a relationship with him. And we're just taking photos and having a great time. But then me and Iain start getting involved with each other. This dynamic, the more important this dynamic comes to me, the more I'm going to want to distance myself from this one. And so I don't want Iain being like, well, who's he? Like, he seems like he's really important to you. And having that relationship ruin the new relationship. So you then distance yourself from that person. And a massive way that people do that now is through social media, because it plays such a huge role in showcasing your life to the world. If you want to screen a part of it, you will stop posting. So if she was really into it, me and my boyfriend, not so much me and my boyfriend anymore, oh dear, not really cropping up, it's now become a secondary thing and is now maybe cropped out of photos, could be a telltale sign. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Okay. Staying late at work. It is the stereotypical cheating thing. If she's mentioned a specific guy at work, if she has a job that doesn't require late night working,
no, obvious.
like an obvious 9 to 5 job, and now she's suddenly in the office till 10 p.m. Telltale sign, ding ding ding, something's awry. Could be anything. It is that stereotypical thing. So maybe it isn't what it seems. But check. Don't bombard her, don't follow her, don't stalk her, but just find a way to either ask her, see what's going on, maybe organise something that you want to do together and see if she bails on you and can't get out of work, and just have those open lines of communication. She could be working really hard. She also could be sleeping with the male boy. It's one of those things, it could happen. So be alert. Again, look after yourself and communicate to try and eradicate such a problem. If somebody is very concerned about your state of cheating and it keeps accusing you of cheating, sometimes can be a telltale sign that actually they are cheating on you. It's this weird reverse psychology thing. Have you ever experienced this?
Yeah, definitely. Like what you say is generally what you know who you are. Like if you're the questions that you ask are,
you see yourself reflected in the world around you. That is what you do. Generally throughout life, you'll find that it's that the friends that you make have something in common with you, the people that you're with, you communicate and you link with those, and you get drawn to that. So essentially when it comes to personality traits, if you're cheating and you know that, you're going to notice traits that could possibly be them cheating on you. And also it's a way of, I would say, I'm going to sound insulting, of weaker people pointing the finger at somebody else to try and defend themselves or defer the tension to somebody else because they don't have the strength to look themselves in the mirror and say, I'm the cheater, I'm the one that needs to sort it out.
It's true, and I also think about them kind of victimizing that weaker one, because there's also maybe like a power struggle going on where when you accuse someone of cheating, you kind of it's kind of like you're gaining ground on that person, and
you're demoralizing them, and it's a power battle.
It's like you're using that power because you know that they that they like you, and so basically where was I going with this?
Well, they then act against it. If you accuse, if you're cheating on somebody and you know that the person you're in a relationship with loves you undisputably, if you go, you're cheating on me because you're not treating me right, they're going to go, no I'm not, and they're going to do better, and they'll try and prove themselves. And so this person's being lifted up on a pedestal while they're misbehaving, and the person isn't realising that they're misbehaving because they are so concerned in trying to be better for the person that's cheating, they get distracted and they don't see the person who they are. So accusing somebody of cheating can really be a telltale sign of the accuser actually being the cheater. Doing
it.
Doing bad things. Okay, right. Avoiding your friends.
Is that a way to...
Yeah. So... yeah. Okay, so... If you've got a bunch of douchey friends, maybe she's just avoiding them because they're annoying.
Or losers.
Right? It could be happening. But what you'll find is if you're involved a lot in a friend group, the friends normally shout a lot louder and defend a lot stronger than the actual person in the relationship. For example, my friend has just gone through a breakup. She's taking it really hard. And you've got me in the background going, wow, he's no good for you, and because that's what my friend needs. Sometimes it's hard to fight for yourself. You know how you can always give really good advice, but you can't take it yourself. It's that sort of situation where it's really hard to act perfectly and do the right thing because you've got all these emotions bubbling up and whatever. Friends, on the other hand, they are clear shot shooters, and they will be, I am going to defend my friend through thick and thin. I am their warrior. That's what friends are. Now, knowing that those people, if they find out, will be like that, people start to just back off a little bit for their self-preservation. Because if they get into that mess, they're going to go right at it. You don't want that.
They don't want to face the wrath of Annabella.
Yeah.
Of ABR.
ABR, the wrath of ABR. Rambo.
Better watch out.
That is something that people try and avoid. So if they are doing that, try and keep inviting them out. And maybe ask them about how they feel about your friends, because maybe it is just because they don't get along or they've had an argument with someone that you're not sure about. But if they're doing it, there's no real reason. could be a sign of cheating.
So are there any other kind of points on any other signs that we can tell that the girl's cheating, the woman's cheating?
The last thing I'll mention, because I know I've been rattling on, there's many a sign, but the one will be mysterious phone calls. She's not talking to the insurance man for half an hour every day. I mean, old school, you used to be able to get the phone bill that had every number, and you're like, well, who are you ringing 5 times a day?
Who's called?
Yeah, like, oh yeah, it's just a guy that wants to do a claim. You know, telltale sign. If she's not willing to sit next to you with her phone, like if she's not willing to leave it on the side while she goes to the bathroom, maybe she used to, if she's holding that phone and holding it so close to her that you can never get a hold of it, it's a telltale sign that something is awry. Most probably it is cheating or something. She also might be trying to surprise you with a great birthday party. Again, don't jump to conclusions. But have the confidence in yourself and the self-worth to be like, babe, can I just ask? I've noticed that you're doing that. Is it for any reason? Is there something you want to talk about? And be brave enough to have that conversation. If you are brave and you can communicate and you hold yourself to a high value in the relationship so you're not being walked over, you won't be cheated on. Because if things aren't working, you will have knocked them on the head beforehand. If you're not confident and you're not brave and you are letting her run riot, she might be a cheater.
Agreed. So yeah, work on your confidence. You know, think about where your confidence levels are, and you know, especially when you're in that relationship, and see how you guys are communicating.
Yeah, if you have that level of communication, you will be strong, you will be seamless, and you will be able to get through thick and thin. Because people do change, things do happen, new people crop up, but just keeping tabs and touching in and making sure that you know where your partner's head's at. When you've got that, you're going to avoid it. If you're not doing that, either of you have the possibility of cheating. If you feel personally that you're going to cheat on your girlfriend, then have the guts to do it before you do. Save the heartache, save it, and just be able to communicate with her. And hopefully she'll do the same, and you can avoid the really annoying thing of being cheated on. If not, we're here to help, and we'll find you a new girlfriend.
Exactly.
That is all from us today. If you do want any more help and advice, if it's with breakup, it's with new relationships, getting out there, finding somebody new, getting that confidence so you know when you enter a new relationship you're not going to get cheated on, then we are here to help. Do click on the link below or click on the card above. That is going to take you to Kamalifestyles.com. That is our website where you can find all of our products, all of our services, and we can help you become the very best person that you can be, and we're here to help. So do click on those links, do drop us an email. If you've loved this video, like,
give it a big
share,
thumbs
comment,
up,
and subscribe. Big thumbs up, and that's it.
Yeah, so unfortunately we've come to the end, but we've Annabella and myself, we've got many more videos for you coming really soon, so definitely stay tuned, and there's a whole lot of shocking and interesting kind of things that we're going to cover. Again, if you want something else for us to cover, got any topics that you really want us to delve into, drop it in the comment box below. Yeah, definitely. Awesome. And we will see you next time.